Picture it. East Van, 1979. No. I was born in East Van and I've grown up in Vancouver, and it's been sort of my home base, traveling back and forth, different places. I think my first gig here was one of the first few GroundUps. Working with the house band here at the time was really fun and exciting, and I love, meeting new people and collaborating with new musicians. It's always interesting because I think sometimes people have certain preconceived notions of what singers are like and what they're capable of. And it's always nice to be surprising people and be like, no, I can do this, or I know what's happening. I know what's going on. And so I don't think they were necessarily expecting me. One thing that's quite interesting about having GroundUp here at Guilt is that it brings automatically a different vibe to the night. I think people come knowing that it's a community. I feel like the heart of the night is like very evident. But the cool thing that I've noticed is that because the energy and the vibe created by GroundUp, it kind of permeates the other nights of Guilt, and I think people come and they're like, wow, this feels different. I feel like I'm at, my friend's house, or I feel like I'm at, a house party, or it feels like intimate and close. It's easy to connect with people, whether you're on or off the stage. It has a real family vibe. And I think that's really different from a lot of other venues in town. I think Guilt isn't afraid of embracing everyone. And I think it's really important, for any kind of organization to be a part of their community. Like, I think it really makes a difference when you know people by name and when you're actively trying to help and change their lives on a regular basis. Knowing that it's a GroundUp night, that just sort of, when the reason and the purpose is like so explicit and articulated, you can't forget that why you're here and what you're doing it for. And I think all musicians, at their core have this experience of, we're not just performing because we want the money or whatever. It's like we do it because we have to. And so that feeling is always in us. But I think when you're part of GroundUp, it's like magnified tenfold. That it's like you're doing this because you love it, but also because it's helping. And I think one thing that happens here that's really exciting to watch as a performer is to just watch people become visible, right? And I think in life, we walk through life and it's like, especially in Vancouver when it's raining, you just like your head's down and you're, going about your day. We tend to miss people. We tend to miss each other. But I feel like here at Guilt, people are really connecting and people are seen, whether you're interacting with each other from table to table or, performer to audience. There is something cool that happens. And I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like a lot of people's veils are sort of left at the door and they're just here as themselves. And I always feel like coming to Guilt is like church, on so many levels. It's like you walk in the door, all the staff are like, hey, how's it going? Oh my gosh, it's nice to see you. Come on in. You poke your head backstage, say hi to your friends. Everyone's like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Maybe there's some people in the audience. It's totally like church. And then you have those moments where, as an audience member, you're transported, or, as someone on stage, you're transported, as a performer when you're playing or singing and you're going for something, you're reaching for something, you're channeling something. And just to feel so much support, you're being lifted and carried by the audience, by your band. There's no other feeling. GroundUp is really about community, the capital letter C community. And there's kind of a family, like, the bands that play the GroundUp Thursdays are kind of like this crew of folks that all love and support each other. And Guilt feels like a place that you can come. It's this community place. It's a community center, that just serves alcohol and tasty treats. And I think those are the really important aspects. It's like a place where people can belong and feel noticed, and a place that cares about the people that walk through the door and cares about cultivating and nurturing community.